everyone! In today's video, I'm going to be showing you exactly what you need to do in order to look fresher and younger, simply by adding a little bit of color into your makeup routine. By the end of this video, you're going to know all the products and techniques used in order to create a fresher and more modern look, and you're also going to gain the understanding to be able to do this at home yourself. I've taught hundreds of women, just like you, how to look fresher and younger with some simple makeup techniques. So let's begin. Okay, I'm going to be starting with my foundation, and I'm going to be using Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation. And I'm not going to put on a heavy amount. I'm just going to use a light amount on my skin. I've already prepped my skin with my moisturizer. I started trying a new brand called, it's from the brand called Garden of Wisdom. And they've got a photo estrogen cream that's just lovely. Anyway, I've been testing it out and getting good results. So I started with that. And I'm just using a brush to apply this to just buff it into the skin. I don't want a heavy amount of base on my face. I really just want to give my skin some good coverage because I've got a lot of redness naturally in my face. Okay, now I'm going to just go in and kind of clean up the little areas that need some help here. I've got a little bit of redness around the nose. And just some discolorations on my cheeks that I want to get to. Just going to use my finger to tap that in, just around the nose area. That's an area where a lot of women have issues with redness, a little bit of dryness with some of us as well. And I just pat that in, tap that in with my brush. I'm letting the concealer do the heavy work for me here. I'm going to let the foundation just kind of glide over the skin and give it a little bit of coverage. But I'm going to get my concealer to do a little bit of the heavy lifting for me. And you might as well do it that way because then you're not wearing a heavy mask of makeup. I'm going to go in with just a little bit of a lighter concealer underneath the eye. Just going to pat that in. Use my brushes to buff it in a little bit more. Okay, and the fastest way to modernize your makeup is to start incorporating some more on-trend colors into your makeup routine. So today I'm going to be showing you how to add a little bit of coral, which happens to be the color of 2019. I've chosen a palette from Marc Jacobs called Fantasine for this look. I really like it. It's got some lovely colors in it, some nice vibrant ones at this end, and then some nice neutrals here, but it's got that kick of corally pink that is very on trend right now. So I'm going to be starting with this color here, this nice kind of neutral color here, and I'm going to be putting it all over the lid. Nothing tricky here, okay? Just all over the lid. Let me just bring that in a little bit closer for you so you can see what I'm doing. And I'm just patting that on. And just bringing it up into the crease in a round way. I'm not bringing it out. I'm going to just bring it out in a nice round shape here. And because I have some little bit of a hooded eye, what I want to do is open up my eye, look right in the mirror, and I've explained this in other videos before, and I'm just going to cheat and put that color just in the center here in a little bit of a round half semicircle. And that is step one. Next, what I'm going to do is add just a little bit of highlighter using this lighter color here, right underneath the brow bone. You'll notice that I don't bring it in too far in here, the color, because I've got, and a lot of women as they get older, they have a little bit of fatty tissue that kind of happens as we get a little bit older, it happens right in here. So I want to concentrate on bringing that color up and out rather than down. When you kind of bring the color on top of those areas that are a little bit puffy, what happens is that you magnify the problem instead of trying to take away the problem. So what I'm trying to do here is create the roundness, but round and upwards rather than round and down. Then I'm going to go in and just give this a little bit of blend it all in. Now this is where you can add a little bit of color, okay? You're going to take that first brush that you were using, and I'm going to go in with this color right here. This color. It's a peachy, vibrant color. And all I'm going to do is just tap that right in the center of my eye. Almost where your eyeball is, right there. And all we're doing is just bringing a little bit of that coral color into our makeup routine without it being too much, without it being too heavy. I'm just going to take my blending brush again and then just blend out the edges, soften everything all up. So what we've done here is we've created a little bit of a semicircle with that first color. We've added a little bit of a highlighter here underneath the brow bone, and then we've just kissed that center of the eye with a little bit of that coral color. Now comes the fun part where I'm going to add a little bit of liner, and this really helps to pop the eyes. I'm going to use a medium gray color liner, and I will make sure that I post all of the products that I'm using and the links below, so if you like anything, you know where to find them. Now I'm just going to go in, I'm not going to stretch my eye too much, I just want to, because I've got some wrinkly lids here, all I want to do is just add a little bit right along that lash line of this. I only want to go 1/4 of the way in, so I'm going to start around here and end right. I'm not going to bring it out too far, I'm just going to really focus on getting that lash line nice and dark. Now, before I blend, I want you to take a look at what I've done here. Okay? Then I'm going to take a blending brush and I'm going to smudge this out because I really want to create a nice smokiness to the outside of the eye. Give a little bit of drama to the lash line. And just give that a softness. We don't want anything harsh. No harsh lines. And then I just, whatever's left over on the end of my liner here, I just drag that out a little bit. So I finish off that eye look. Without it being too wingy. Okay? So next I'm going to go in underneath the eye as well. Do the same type of thing, but I'm going to do just little dots from the middle of my eye outwards. And I'm going to make sure the top and the bottom are liners match so there's no gaps in between. I'm just going to little short strokes, little circles, if you will, of liner. Okay, like so. Then I'm going to take that same buffing brush that I was using before and just soften that line too. What this does, it's a good base so that we can add powder in afterwards and give a little more pop to the eye. I realized that when I went to look back at the video that I had just done that unfortunately, you didn't get to see what I did underneath my eye, so I'm going to show you now. It's just the way I had the camera angled. So I'm going to go in with a little detail brush, and I use this dark color here. And I just add a little bit of that powder color to this brush, and then I go in underneath, right where we had done the liner and I'd smudged it out. I just go in and I lightly add that color right on top. And give it a little smudge all the way across the lash line. And then I take a Q-tip And then I just make sure that there's no harsh edges, that it's all soft, and that your top and your bottom liners match up, and there's no little naked areas. Okay, so I've added mascara on both eyes. I put a little bit more concealer underneath just because I needed it today. Now I'm going to go back to skin. I'm going to use a liquid highlighter. This is from Becca. It's called Shimmering Skin Perfector. And I'm going to use just a very little bit. And I'm just going to put it right on the top of the cheekbone, right here. You don't want to get carried away with a product like this, but the reason why I like a liquid a highlighter rather than a lot of the powder ones is that the powder ones have a lot of glitter particles in them that like to wander, and they go right into lines and wrinkles. When you use a liquid product, and we'll get into more liquid products, you know, liquid bronzers and highlighters in other videos. But when you use a liquid product, it melts into the skin, giving more of a sheen kind of finish to the skin, more of youthful. It's a really good little tip, especially if you're going to go out for an evening. The key is to keep it away from any lines and wrinkles. Now I'm going to go in and do a little bit of contouring. I'm going to use a palette from Smashbox. You can see I love this one. This is the best, for me, this is the best contouring color that there is. You want something that isn't too, that one right there is a bronzing color. You want to stay away from anything that's too orange because it just makes your face look like a bit of a pumpkin or like a racetrack that's coming down. I want something that's quite subtle here. So I'm going to use just a little bit with a contour brush, just a little bit of that lighter powder. And I'm just going to start from kind of the ear area and go down. And I'm just going to follow my natural concave of my face, okay? So just going to go downwards. Always going inwards, not downwards. I don't want to make my face look dirty. I just want to create a little bit of contour on the face, like so. And same thing on this side. Everything is soft, blended. Okay, then I'm going to go in with a really pretty blush. This is from MAC, and it's one of their mineral blushes, and it's kind of an orangey corally color. Just going to put that right in the apple of the cheek. And you'll see how that really blends well with that liquid highlighter from Becca. One thing we have not done is our eyebrows, and that's kind of important. So I'm going to go in and do my eyebrows. Very similar to the last video that I had on. I'm going to do it the same because I am missing a tail here. I'm just going to go in, finish off that tail. I just use a pencil to do this. And then I go in with a MAC product that's a liquid, and I actually paint on my pretend hairs here. So any naked spots, and then I just go over with a little mini brush and blend it all together. And last, I'm going to put on a really pretty lip tint from Revlon, and it's in an orangey color. Feels really moisturizing on the lip. If you're someone who is a little bit intimidated by using a lot of colors on the eyes and you feel safer if you use more neutrals, you can at least try to add a little bit of color to your lip. It's an easy, inexpensive way to just pick up your makeup look, make it a little more modern and on trend. And here's your final look. Really fast, easy way to add a little bit of color, an on-trend color, to kind of modernize your makeup. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider subscribing and give it a thumbs up. And I look forward to seeing you next time on Age Perfect Beauty.